You clicked because you know the concept of Death Note is genius, but you might agree with me that the protagonist is brain dead. For 14 years, this has bothered me. Light Yagami gets an untraceable notebook that kills anyone by name. In a world where magic and the supernatural don't exist, there's literally no precedent for this shit. No counter strategy. And I know what you're thinking. Light was a genius, bro. He was one of the top students in Japan. Sure, but would a genius choose the slowest, least efficient, and ultimately most traceable way to target crime? Light essentially tries to combat crime from the bottom up. But what would an actual genius do? I'd like you to engage in a thought experiment with me. What if the Death Note made its victims give the user all of their money and assets? Would you stand outside of Goldman Sachs or Google and ask people their names? Or would you simply write names like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg? Yeah, of course you would, because anything else would be a colossal waste of your time. Here's how Light could have taken a top-down approach and ended like 90% of crime with just a handful of names. Light's first kill is on Kuro Otaharada, a man who for some unknown reason attacks a nursery school and holds 8 people hostage. Light writes his name in the Death Note and he dies of a heart attack. Exactly as the Death Note states it would kill its victims if the cause of death isn't written. And, to be fair, a genuinely smart person would check the validity of this kill. It could have genuinely just been a 1 in a trillion coincidence. So, Light goes on to kill this guy, Takuo Shibuimaru. And this is where my plan would begin. The death of Takuo proves that the Death Note works as stated. Users can kill a person by name, manipulate their actions before death, and pick the victim's cause of death. With that said, the names of people who lead or head up crime organizations are usually pretty well known. And in the event that they weren't, Light could have just logged into his dad's computer and gotten some key information the same way he did in the series. Death Note was serialized in 2003, so I'm thinking names like Osama bin Laden, Yoshinori Watanabe, El Chapo, the list goes on. But it gets better, because instead of just killing them, Light could have made them generate lists of everyone in leadership positions and anyone else that they could name within these organizations. He could have also made them include locations of safe houses and hidden contraband. And after generating these lists, Light could have had them email the information to every intelligence agency on the planet. He could also have them donate whatever money and assets they had to various charities. And finally, he could just simply have the victims unalive themselves. This method would have covered way more crime with way less names. It would shut down large syndicates, cripple weapons and drugs trading, challenge human trafficking, create chaos and distrust amongst criminals, and involve charitable donations. It would have just generally been more impactful overall. Beyond that, it would have been incredibly hard to track. If Light began using my top-down approach after killing Takuo, there would have been practically no way to discern where he was from. And don't get me wrong, L actually was a genius. So I think it's completely possible that he would eventually catch wind of Kira. I'm just saying, a real genius that wanted to maximize their effectiveness and good would have employed a plan closer to mine. But that's just my opinion. So, I'm genuinely curious, what would you have done if you were Kira? Let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any thoughts of your own on what Light could have done to have been more effective. Like I said, this has always frustrated me and I've been sitting on this since high school, so I can't be the only one feeling like this. And if you've stuck around this long, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Do you like apples?
Yeah.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?